Tesla has bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. The company also planning to begin accepting payments in the cryptocurrency for their products in the near future. Now, Tesla CEO Elon Musk has been a vocal supporter of crypto on Twitter, driving the prices of Bitcoin and Dogecoin higher as a result. Bitcoin surging to an all-time new high on this announcement, finally topping more than $43,000. So joining us now is Michael D. Merced, business reporter over at the New York Times. Michael, good to have you here. Thanks so much for joining us. So we know Elon Musk, obviously, interest in Bitcoin for quite a long time, but really what does Tesla's endorsement mean here for the crypto?
Well, in some ways, it's really just sort of a sign of approval from a big company. I mean, Tesla's an $800 billion company at this point. And for them to be willing to put $1.5 billion worth of cash in Bitcoin signals that they think that this is an interesting investment. This is something that they are banking on appreciating in value. So this could mean something. This could open the door for other companies to do that. As you guys pointed out earlier, there have been a couple of companies that have done this, but Tesla is by far the biggest, the most significant, and we'll just have to wait and see whether others decide to follow them.
Is the fact that Tesla getting into this now and thinking about potentially having people pay for things with it, is Tesla basically taking the argument that they believe that Bitcoin in the future or down the road is going to become a dominant form of currency, or is it just to get ahead of everybody else in the sense everybody's accustomed to paying with things with Bitcoin that gives Tesla an inherent advantage as a result?
I think that it's kind of hard to tell how they ultimately view it, but it certainly doesn't hurt them to accept this. I mean, their customers are probably already better versed in Bitcoin than others. So by getting ahead of the curve, they're preparing themselves for, having the systems to accept Bitcoin, having Bitcoin be something that is really acceptable to them. And so I think that that is something that just sets them up better for the future.
What about with regulators as well? Obviously, regulators have been a bit skeptical about cryptocurrencies. Even Janet Yellen, coming in as the new Treasury Secretary, is as well. The fact that a large company like Tesla essentially taking a stake in this company, is this sort of assuaging regulators out there that maybe they shouldn't be so skeptical about cryptocurrencies?
Possibly. I think the big question there is, of course, Elon Musk's reputation will always make regulators, I think, a little bit wary, even at first. I think that they'll definitely want to take a close look and see what happens here and what this means, whether other companies follow Tesla, and then sort of decide, okay, this, maybe this is how we should tailor our policy responses. I think that it's a wait and see, but just by dint of Tesla itself getting into it, I mean, that's just going to focus a lot more attention and tell people we should be focused on this a little bit more than we are now.
So obviously Bitcoin gets a lot of the attention, but Dogecoin for the last couple of weeks has been getting a lot of headlines as well. It also, hitting some pretty great records as well, mainly because Snoop Dogg is tweeting about it now. What sort of impact are you seeing celebrities have on these cryptos, given the fact that Elon Musk, and now you see the Snoop Dogg tweet right here, is having such wild volatility in these cryptos that it's driving the price? Just even their acknowledgement that it even exists is driving these things.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that is something that is really remarkable. I mean, people have been talking about GameStop and how, having Elon Musk have to tweet there influence the stock. I mean, the fact that you can have these cryptos affected so much by these celebrities is really interesting. But I think that what people have to think about is just what that means, the fact that it's so that it can swing so wildly based off of, an Elon Musk or a Snoop or whoever tweeting us. That just sort of makes you sort of question how safe or how stable this is as an investment. It sort of makes you wonder, okay, how much risk am I willing to take on here? And therefore just sort of, it remains to be seen how it'll play out. But I do think that people will be very interested in it. But it seems like it could mean that it's regarded as more speculative. It's something that you just want to put some money in because it's interesting, it's fun or whatever, as opposed to necessarily thinking, okay, this is absolutely going to shoot to the moon. This is something I can keep my money in for a very long time.
Yeah, we should note Dogecoin currently only about 7 cents right now, but still that is much higher than it used to be. Michael D. Merced, business reporter at the New York Times. Michael, thanks so much for joining us.